Welcome to Two Balls and a Mic, episode 31. We are here at the last day of August, moving into September. Messi wants out of Barcelona, but breaking news, the day after we recorded, actually the same day, just later in that day, but he wants out. Who is going to win the Messi lottery? And in other transfer news in soccer, Zlatan stays, Van der Beek goes to Manchester United. Good for you guys, but we, Chelsea, also got some transfers to talk about that. Arsenal wins a Community Shield. Loyal get a tie and a point in NFL. We're going to start our fantasy football talks, and we're going to start our fantasy football league. We're going to go over the rules of what this league is going to be. We may or may not have a spot left or not. We'll talk about it in a bit. Also, fan and football, Leonard Fournette gets released from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kamara is not at training, and Derwin James gets injured from the Chargers. And yeah,
biggest news, Messi, man, holy shit.
So Messi,
I mean, again, this did happen the day we dropped the episode. We record on Mondays, and Tuesday the big news happened. We're like, oh man, we were trying to do an IG live to talk about it. We couldn't do it, stuff came up, but we're here to talk about it now.
Thank you for realizing that your microphone was too low.
Yeah, my bad. Messi wants to go to Man City. He wants to reunite with Guardiola. The thing is, he had an exit clause in his contract. He had to activate it by July 20th, I believe. But COVID happened, pushed everything later. It'd be super messed up if Messi said before Champions League, I want to leave Barcelona. He chose not to do it. Mm-hmm. He knew the date, probably. I'm pretty sure he knew the date. Maybe he thought, you know what, with the season still going on, I could probably activate it later, I guess. I guess he was wrong. Barcelona don't want to let him go. La Liga is backing up Barcelona, saying that he cannot go for free. Mm-hmm. His release clause is 700 million euros. 700 million. This guy's 32, 33 years old already.
Yeah.
Some people are saying that he needs, if City want him, they have to pay for him. Mm-hmm. The question is, how much do you pay for Messi? Juve got Ronaldo for around 105 million.
Mm-hmm. And I know this, you don't rate Messi as high as Ronaldo, and you were looking back a couple episodes back, you think in the last episode, you're like, no, Messi, you know, it's not the same as Ronaldo. I wouldn't pay for that as much as I would for Ronaldo. But this is this exact same conversations, or the same conversations that everybody was having about Ronaldo when he was leaving Real Madrid. Oh, he's too old. How are you going to pay that much? Is this too much for him? Where is he going? I mean, same exact questions. Ronaldo proved some people wrong. Hasn't won the Champions League in a Juventus jersey.
Yeah.
But, you know, I guess he's successful in Italy, in his own, in the domestic league, and got the domestic treble. No, he didn't.
No, he did not.
He didn't. But he's been successful over there. But now with Messi, everything's getting asked the same. Like, hey, is Messi too old? Where is he gonna put him if he goes to Man City? Like, is he gonna keep up? Are you gonna trade Bernardo Silva for him? What are you gonna do with him? Or, you know, there's
how much do you think Messi is worth?
I mean,
if you're a team, you're trying to buy Messi, what's the number that you would offer Barcelona? A fair number that you think they should consider it.
Considering, because Messi, right now, because how old was Ronaldo when he left?
33.
33?
Because he's 35 now. He left 2 years ago.
Yeah, so he's 33 right now. It's the exact same age Messi is in. The thing with Messi and Ronaldo is that I think Ronaldo's the more explosive player, the most physically demanding player, which makes him amazing. The fact that he's kept
in
up.
Better shape.
He's in better shape, 100%. But Messi, the way he plays, the walking style he plays, yeah, he's explosive. Yeah, he's small. Yeah, he still has the speed. But he can start going back in the midfield and just becoming a Xavi, Iniesta, walking around everywhere, passes here, a Pirlo. The longevity of his game I think, is longer than what Ronaldo can offer in his body until he keeps proving us wrong, because he has been.
I think we need to discuss what applies on the value of a player when it comes to a transfer. Age is a big factor. Oh. Big one. The role of the player in the club, and the form that the player is in. Okay. Obviously, the age is the biggest, like, oh, he's 33. the role in the club, there's no doubting his role. He's the best player in that club, the key player, number 10.
I don't think age, it does 100%. Age plays a role, but with players like Ronaldo and Messi, like at that level, I think it plays less of a significant role because they're just that good.
Yeah,
Where
but
they've been up here for so long, now that they're coming back to what normally would win you a Ballon d'Or, is just like, oh, that's basic for them. So, okay, keep going. Sorry.
I don't know. So, okay, I would pay more money for Mbappe than Messi right now.
Really?
I for Mbappe, I'd pay over 200 million. For Messi,
Well, wasn't with
for
Neymar,
Neymar it was
250 something.
220, I think. No.
Yeah,
Something like
somewhere in the 200s.
for Messi, I think a realistic number should be
100.
between 120, maybe 150.
Yeah,
Between that,
which was a couple more million than.
I think Barca's
Ronaldo
probably
was.
gonna ask for over 200, which is ridiculous.
That's
I would not
ridiculous.
pay that much for him.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, again, the transfer is difficult now because of COVID. It's changed. It's low. The price is lowered for players. Because in previous years the market was so inflated.
Yeah.
You had Pogba going for almost 100 million. You had Coutinho for 120, Dembele for 100 and something. All these players that are not on that level, near level, Messi's level,
Oh,
going for so much money.
Coutinho did win a Champions League.
Yes, now, but I mean, at his time at Liverpool,
Yeah.
I get it. He was a key player at Liverpool. Age was good. He was in form, but it didn't pay off.
What I like about everybody being quarantined, not like, but everybody has time, and these photoshops of Messi in different kits are
Really,
really nice.
West Ham United.
Hey man, I don't control Google. Somebody threw that up there.
Man. I had to be a West Ham fan.
But yeah,
Like-
I mean, think about it. Like, what are some teams that you would like to see Messi on? I mean, let's take this out of the equation.
Hypothetically speaking.
Manchester United does not exist, or Manchester. You're
no.
friends with Man. You're just
Cool.
to be able to see pure for the joy of seeing
Yeah.
great goals, great play. Where would you want to see Messi play? Because honestly, he could thrive anywhere.
Honestly, Juventus.
So you want the
I want the Messi Ronaldo connection at the end. So think about it. They've dominated
For
the world of
years.
soccer for over 15 years already.
years.
15 years, literally. That's my whole childhood, and now like I've grown with Ronaldo and Messi. They are literally the greatest soccer story in the world. We had the story of Pelé, Maradona. These guys are literally the greatest story. Just having them both together at Juventus to end the story would be the greatest ending of a story, man.
And then have them win nothing.
It doesn't matter.
Have
It
them.
does not matter. That doesn't matter. It'd be the greatest ending to the greatest soccer story ever told. People will be talking about this for hundreds of years when it comes to soccer.
But why Juventus, man? Like I don't know. I love Juventus, but
it's a historic club.
if Messi was to go to Juventus, my only request is that they change the badge back and the crest back. To
Okay,
the
how
old
about
Juventus.
how about this though? There's another story, alternate story that could happen.
Okay, multiverse.
Messi goes to Manchester City.
Okay.
Ronaldo goes back to Manchester United. You have that rivalry
I like
again
that.
in the Premier League
I like
to
that.
end their story. That's another alternative ending to that story,
I like that. And then have
which is kind of like, oh man, they had a breakup for about 2 years because Ronaldo left,
yeah.
and now they're back against each other in a different
Oh
league.
man, I would
Both in Manchester.
I was but then it's just Ole. It's not Mourinho. Throw Mourinho in there.
Why? Oh, against
Yeah.
Guardiola.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man, I those are legendary matches. But
Realistically speaking, though, I think Messi is gonna have to stay legally. Whether he opts out a year, that's his choice. But he sent a statement to Barcelona saying that he's no longer a Barcelona player, which, based on his contract, he still is. He can't do the exit clause. Which again, it sucks that Barcelona are like making this so difficult.
they're making it difficult, but again, it's insurance to, for this exact day. Like,
Yeah.
this is why you have those buyout clauses, that they didn't remember that there was a certain clause that might allow this to happen and he can leave. Is poor management on that part.
Yeah.
Would you like to see Messi in the MLS?
Not yet.
At what
Not
point?
yet.
2 more years, 3 more years, 4 more years?
So I mean, there's a rumor again. If he goes to City, he'd go there for about 2-3 years, and then 2 years he'd go to New York City FC, which is a MLS club
it's an MLS
related
team.
to City.
Yeah.
That's one of the rumors. So I've talked to different Barca fans.
Okay.
All right, and I mean, I've talked to biased Barca fans. I've talked to more like realistic soccer fans that are like Barca. So the biased ones, obviously, no, Messi needs to stay. Messi, blah blah blah. The your basic fanboy. I talked to a friend. Honestly, he surprised me. He said, "You know what? Shout out to Angel. This was Angel, by the way. He's a Barca fan, but he told me, you know what? Like, first of all, he's a soccer fan. I asked him, do you want Messi to leave? He's like, I'd love for him to leave somewhere else and prove to everyone that he's a Messi fan for sure.
Yeah.
He's like, I would love for him to go somewhere else and prove to everyone that he's the best player in the world. He's like, I love Real Madrid because the history they have in soccer. Like, he's a soccer fan first, and I respect that. And the fact that he told me, yeah, I'd love for Messi to leave and show everyone what he's capable of. I honestly, I'm like, for a Barca fan to say that, that's pretty rare. All right. I mean, a lot of Ronaldo or Messi fanboys are like, no, Messi needs to stay at Barca. Oh no, Ronaldo's always gonna be a Madrid player. No, props to him for saying that. That honestly, I'm like, oh no, like, there's hope. I mean, there's no hope for Barca. They're going into shambles.
Yeah, no, up and down, man. Like,
I mean, Rakitic is gonna leave. Messi most likely might not play this season, in my opinion. Again, Ronaldo's probably gonna stay in Juventus. Again, I hope Messi doesn't go to City, just because I don't like Manchester City, and that could cause like problems for Man U. But again, I do want to see Messi somewhere and be successful and prove to everyone that he is capable of.
because he is, and that's the thing. Like, he is
running shit somewhere else, you know.
He can, and congratulations to Messi on winning the Argentinian league. Interestingly enough, Kun Agüero removed the 10 from his handle.
Oh wow.
So that can also happen. There's just so many possibilities. One possibility that is definitely not is San Diego Loyal. He's not going to San Diego Loyal.
San Diego Loyal. That's a fact.
We'll get to that in a bit. We'll get to that in a bit.
I mean, I tagged them. Messi
We tried to get them to get
Ronaldinho. I tagged Desde Loyal. Hey, Ronaldinho's out of prison. Go for him.
But a transfer that you're happy about is, you want to stop talking about it, you want to shut up about it, Donny van der Beek.
So, this is literally one of my favorite midfielders from that Ajax team that dominated the Champions League.
Yeah.
Literally, I think he is underrated. He's super young. He's 22 years old or 23. He plays so simple yet so smart.
Yeah.
He scores goals. He can play attacking mid, center mid. He can even play a defensive role. Like, he can do it all in the midfield. It's freaking great. I always pictured Man U signing him. Never thought it would happen because Man U sucks at fucking making signings.
Yeah, they do.
And for this to happen, he was rumored to go to Barcelona, and I was like, holy shit, yes, it makes sense for him to go to Barca. They need center mids. Messi happened, and that fucked everything up in Barca. And now Man U's like, oh, Van de Beek for 40 million. That's a steal.
That was a good deal.
Man U always overpays for everyone.
They do. That was a good deal.
I think we paid more for James.
Did you?
Yeah, I think we paid like 50 million for Daniel James. I think.
Damn.
For 40 million for Van de Beek? Oh my God. Now you have Pogba, Van de Beek, and Bruno Fernandes. Well, not official yet, but pretty much set in stone. Fernandes, Pogba, Van de Beek. Oh man,
A blast from the past. You also would talk about Van
Man.
der Beek in our community COVID shield. And
Yes.
when people would play with Ajax, shout out Tom Phillips, you'd always point to Van der Beek and
He's a
how
beast,
you
that's why.
wanted him, and then how it'd be a dream signing. And this was a
Man.
good 6 months ago. And
Dude, I've always been a Van de Beek fan since I saw him playing in Ajax in the Champions League. That team that dominated. What was it? 2 years ago? Last year? I saw Van de Beek. I'm like, dude, this guy's a beast, straight up. Like there's no other way around it. I think he's better than Kai Havertz.
well,
Straight up, I think he is.
that's where this conversation
So,
just kind of
moving on to the
No.
boys in blue a little
Well,
bit.
yeah, because the boys in blue have been, have a great track record
You guys
of
won
making
this
great
transfer market.
signings.
You guys won the transfer market.
Like Lampard, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know who he's talking to. I don't know what he's doing to get it done.
yeah, man. It's insane.
But we have Ziyech and Timo Werner. Oh my God, let's see if I can do this, please.
I mean,
please,
you guys
please.
tied against whatever team.
Pato, like
But the main thing for you guys, those two were involved in the goal.
Phil Ziyech is going to whip one in with that wand of a
He
left
fucked
foot.
up.
Hudson-Odoi's
Yeah,
got
he
the
did.
header
Timo
all wrong,
Werner's
but
there,
it
though.
doesn't matter because
that.
Timo Werner is there to profit.
Yeah.
it's one of those things where if you think of past strikers with Costa, there's that thing with like strikers in Chelsea that they just don't work. Shevchenko, Torres, even Anelka a little bit, but Werner coming in, I have faith in this kid.
Hey, he's
I'm
good.
actually looking into getting a jersey for this kit with a beautiful 3 on it.
Oh wow.
And
Chance the Rapper,
do you know who it's
team?
going? Do you know who it's going to be?
No, you're gonna get Havertz.
No, it's going to be Azpilicueta. But
Azpilicueta.
but yeah, so I mean, this team, top to bottom, if we can get a good goalkeeper in to replace Kepa, if we can
So,
get
There's the picture going around.
yeah, the pictures going around has Onana,
Yeah, no,
and
that's Oblak.
Oblak, Onana or Oblak, one of those two, possibilities. I would much rather have Oblak, obviously. Oblak, Thiago Silva, then you have Antonio Rudiger, then you have Chidwell, who also signed.
You also have that young right back though. What's his name?
Reese James.
James?
James Reese.
Yeah. He's
James
also
Reese.
pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty good.
Pretty damn good. You also have Azpilicueta. You can throw instead of Antonio Rudiger. You can throw Azpilicueta on the right. You can throw him on the left or
Yeah.
in the middle. Our
Versatile
middle
defender.
is going to have Conte. It's going to go ahead and have
Kovacic.
Kovacic, who had a really player of the season and
He's a great midfielder.
great midfielder. The only reason he didn't make it in Real Madrid is because there was a guy called Cruz,
Kroos,
Modric,
Casemiro.
and Casemiro, who's
Yeah,
hijo de Papi's Zidane, casi. But Havertz, and then you have Ziyech over to the right, Pulisic on the left, I guess Pulisic, Timo Werner down the middle.
Pretty solid squad.
God damn. I do think with Pogba, if he's staying and he says he's staying for a while, like I don't like that. Like I was trusting him leaving. If Pogba had left, it would have been great. But right now, like I hate to say it, but I still your guys' midfield is a little better. It edges us for a little
Yeah,
bit.
because Kovacic, I guess, like
Yeah, I mean, it's not even that Kovacic. It's the fact that Bruno Fernandes and Pogba on their own are a good
and you're adding
great
Van de
team.
Beek.
Now you're adding Van der Beek. Once you guys are ahead, you guys shut it down and throw
Yeah.
Matic in there. Oh man, that
Yeah.
midfield is good. Look, Kante, we haven't seen him. He's been injured for a little bit, but he's still world class.
Oh yeah,
So I don't know. Like it's gonna be a really good season next season for the Premier League.
Premier League should. The champion of the Liverpool should be a Premier League team.
Mm-hmm.
Premier League team should be dominant
Mm-hmm.
in the Champions League next year.
Yeah.
And again, it's going to be one of the most competitive runs in a while in the Premier League. Lately, it's been either City or Liverpool going ahead by so many points.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling this next season is going to be a tight race between 4 teams, maybe even 5. Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Man U, and Arsenal, depending on how they're playing. They're having
Yeah.
a decent run. Arteta's doing something right there.
Yeah, and it could be a tournament thing, and they just can't get it done in a long tournament form, a long season form.
And we can't
League.
forget. Sorry to interrupt, but we
Yeah.
can't forget. Arsenal fans are excited because they're gonna get Thiago Silva when he's 38, And then they're going to be able to get other Chelsea players when they're older. So
Yeah, so as much as that pains me to get William out of there, the team that we have now is looking mighty, mighty, mighty fine.
yeah.
Thiago Silva looks fucking great in that Chelsea jersey. It looks
He's
fucking
still solid,
amazing.
man. He's
Still solid.
I kind of wish Man U would have signed him.
I mean,
because we need a pacey center back. I kind of hope we go for Marquinhos right now.
and I would have loved Marquinhos. But
Yeah.
that's something that I love is having at least one Brazilian in the team, and it's the captain. So
Yeah.
we're in good hands. Hey, nice little service bro you got there.
Thank you. If you guys didn't notice, I got a computer now.
It's not a computer, but okay.
Tablet / laptop.
It's not a tablet. I don't know. But definitely, it's gonna be a great season.
Oh yeah.
Next season, it's coming up soon. Like all the seasons are restarting like quick. Like MLS came up with a quickness and started.
Like in 2 weeks.
También
a week after
the Mexican
tournaments.
league started like out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna come in and pick up.
It really starts this month pretty much. Starting September pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the other thing that kind of snuck up on us, right?
Yeah.
It is football season coming up. Couple of things we've been excited for because
We're huge fantasy nerds.
we are huge Final Fantasy nerds.
I
Goddamn.
know fantasy. No.
Have
fantasy
you ever played
football.
Final
I
Fantasy?
haven't. I have not.
It's great. It's a great MMORPG.
Isn't there like 10 of those games?
more?
Oh,
Anyway,
shit.
So a couple of things with NFL season. Fantasy does come back, so we decided that we're gonna go ahead and have ourselves. I'm gonna leave it in the bed. Don't worry about it. I saw you look at it. We're gonna go ahead and. No, you don't like it.
Look at what?
Okay, fine.
What are you talking about?
Turn it off. Fine, fuck.
Oh, the button. The music.
All right then.
Relax, buddy. Relax.
So I don't know if you know this, but recently, like a couple weeks, I've been having like weird stomach issues
Oh.
where I've been waking up in the middle of the night and just having to go to the restroom and just kind of sit there. And I figured it out. It only happens on Wednesdays. You know why?
Why?
Waiver wire Wednesdays. My body's getting ready for fantasy football. Like it's crazy, bro. Waking up that
Oh
Wednesday
my
morning at like
God.
1 or 2 and like
Okay, some viewers are not going to know what that means. So in fantasy football, you're able to pick up players that nobody has. If some of those players usually end up doing pretty good, so you want to pick some of those up because maybe your players suck.
fuck, he
And-
broke his leg. Gotta pick up who? Handcuff?
Yeah, stuff like that. And it's on Wednesdays, starting at midnight pretty much.
Ah, shit, my kicker plays today or tomorrow. Fuck.
Yes, stuff like that happens all the time. But I think we should talk about the big news in the NFL first and then head over to fantasy football.
Yeah, so
Biggest news is Leonard Fournette dropped, pretty much cut from the Jaguars.
Leonardo Fournette, just an issue for the Jags for a couple of years now. He had been productive for a while.
His rookie year, he had a great rookie season.
Amazing rookie
Yeah.
season, especially fantasy-wise, fantasy sense. But for Leonard Fournette no longer with the Jacksonville Jaguars. You and I had a draft already, our first draft,
Yes.
and I had the backup, and I dropped him right before because I'm like, why do I have a backup for the backup for the backup of the
Yeah.
goddamn Jags? So that's why you have the backup of the goddamn Jags, because you never know what's going to happen, especially in this season where it's going to be incredibly crazy. There's going to be, hopefully not a lot of injuries, but think not. There's no preseason. There's the season starts in a couple of weeks, like in about a week and a half, 2
weeks, I
2 weeks.
Not this Thursday, but the following Thursday.
Yeah, and so it's gonna be just like go, like let's go. And so that a lot of people I've been listening, former football players are like, yeah, a preseason sucks, but a preseason is necessary because you need to get those hits in. There's more injuries when you don't have a preseason or have a shortened season. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But again, on top of that, you have a pandemic.
Yeah.
So it's been happening in baseball. Not so much soccer that I can think of. I mean, other than the USL and like MLS postponing games and stuff. But I can,
Well, that's because Europe did it right.
Yeah, in a fantasy football sense, like that's an injury. If he's out for a week, 2 weeks because of quarantine,
That determines whether you're making playoffs or not.
exactly. And I think that's why a lot of teams also have bought into getting good and steady backup quarterbacks, not just because of the the pandemic that's happening. But before then, there's a lot of quarterback injuries recently, and there's been a lot of backup quarterbacks. Starting back with Nick Foles winning a Super Bowl as a backup quarterback. So it's really important to have that component. But
who's the best backup quarterback in the league?
Andy Dalton.
Right now, I guess.
Andy Dalton, hands down. Andy Dalton.
Right now, yeah.
And Dak Prescott, I as much as I don't like Jerry Jones, I think it was a good move on their part to have Andy Dalton as a backup because he's really solid. I think Andy Dalton would have done really well with the Patriots. But, you know what? Live that Dallas life, Red Man.
Yeah. But other NFL news, I mean, Alvin Kamara, one of the top running backs in the league, has not been showing up to training, and apparently it's because of his contract.
Yeah, so he's perhaps in a contract dispute. They already paid everybody.
He's still in his rookie contract. Right?
He's still on his rookie contract. The production he's had, the production value has been insane up to this point.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Okay, a lot. So there's gonna be. This is how my brain works. Like I work completely and sometimes in absolute. So it's an absolute fantasy sense. I need to talk about fantasy value.
This is a machine when it comes to fantasy, guys.
So,
just letting you guys know.
So Alvin Kamara obviously has been having great production the last couple of years on his rookie contract, needing to prove himself. Now he's looking around saying, "Oh, Michael Thomas got paid. Oh, Drew Brees getting paid. Even Taysom Hill is getting some contract extensions here and there. Well, where's my money? Because a different position, but people are getting paid. Will this become something because he didn't show up for practices? I guess he learned from Lionel Messi, who also didn't show up for his COVID exams.
Needs to learn from Melvin Gordon, though. Melvin Gordon sat out for almost half of the season and didn't end up getting a contract.
Yeah, and then he ended up, shooting himself in the foot and moving to Denver instead of LA.
Making less money, probably.
Yeah, no, he lost a couple of $1 million from that. But Kamara opting out, perhaps, that could be a non-story. It's still...
I
don't know.
I think when players opt out, it's not the right choice. Look at Le'Veon Bell, opted out, ended up going to the Jets, making if not the same or a little bit less money too.
Yeah, so
than at the Steelers, and he's at a worse team, and he's not having the same production, and he doesn't have the same value fantasy wise either now.
Yeah, maybe, and because he had a pretty down season compared to how good he has been last season. But Kamara should be having a bounce back this year. If not, I'd keep an eye on Latavius Murray because he is his handcuff over down there in New Orleans.
Yep.
A couple of the weeks where Kamara was down last year, Murray came in and just lit it up. Won a couple of games for a couple of people that specific week or 2 weeks that he was out. Oh man, I love this. I love this. I was so happy, man. Like I do charts. Like you have no idea. My little charts came out, and I'm so happy because I like those little numbers. And in our draft, like seeing those players drop, seeing Patrick Mahomes get drafted in the first round.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's happened to me twice already.
Three quarterbacks gone
in the first round.
Like I'm playing with children. I'm playing with diminished capacity people in this league.
So we have two leagues that I'm playing with Tony. One is called pretty much our trophy league. It's a league I have in some friends. Invited Tony over. This league, there's money on the line, and there's also a trophy that you get to keep for the whole year. I mean, honestly, I have 3 chances of winning this trophy because my brother's in the league. If my brother wins it, the trophy's staying in my room because he can't take it where he lives.
Okay.
I win it, I keep it. If Tony wins it, I'm pretty sure he's gonna keep it in the studio, which would look pretty badass.
I don't care for trophies.
I
care for wins.
Wow.
Clip that.
Yep. Chad, clip it. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, we're moving on from Champions League and soccer. I mean, you might not just want to silence it. You might want to, just put the little click.
I thought I was silenced. I am silenced.
Yeah. Anyway, there it goes. But again, that league is with the people with diminished capacities. However, the other league that we're in is for purely intelligent gentlemen or ladies. We just don't happen to have any ladies. Just scholars of the sport, knowledgeable people. The Two Balls and a Mic the fantasy football league for Two Balls and a Mic.
Yes, sir.
Is starting. So it seems like we have perhaps we're waiting
Maybe
on
an opening.
one
We're waiting on one
opening.
person.
We might have a wait list, but if you do want to get on that, DM us. We'll see if anybody drops out. But this is a 10 team, no PPR, 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 flex, 1 defense, and 1 kicker.
And if a lot of you hit us up for like the wait list, we could always push it to a 12-team league.
Perhaps, yeah.
But it's something to discuss.
Yeah.
Depending who's hitting us up.
Yeah, no. I mean, depending who's hitting us up.
No, I mean how many people are hitting?
Yeah,
us
no,
up? That's what I
definitely.
meant.
And if it's a couple of you guys and we can't extend it, it's fine. If the good thing about this is that it is a free league. It is completely free to join.
Yeah.
The only thing that not the only thing is just be present and just if people trying to trade and talk, don't be a jackass. Don't be that guy and not respond.
Yeah.
Be engaged. Don't give free buys and just have fun with it. And we're just here to shit talk and have a great time. The winner of the league for the Two Balls and a Mic Fantasy League is going to go ahead and win a. That was the worst drum roll. Is going to win a official jersey from NFL.com, and they'll get sent to you whatever jersey that you choose. If either one of us wins, everybody in the league gets a hat from NFL.com. I mean,
Wow, that's more money if we win.
is it?
Yeah, hats are like $30-$40.
Keychains.
Keychains.
Keychains from NFL.com. Official licensed, not
Like,
partner.
Mr.
With Two Balls and a
Mr.
Mic.
Money over here was thinking hats. Holy shit.
Bro, like,
Mr. Monopoly over
I'm gonna
here.
go to the swap meet, bro. Like, hey, yeah, NFL.com, bro. Hey, NFL. See, NFL. That was the name of the shop, NFL.com.
NFL.
But since it is fantasy time, we welcome all your questions, everything. If you have a question, who did you take here? Who would you draft here? Who would be better here? Who would be better there? Who should I take? What are sleepers? If you guys need tips, this is what it's gonna be about. Like, I'm fired up.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that knows and is conscious when drafting now in August and September about whether in December in like week whatever the fuck between the Buffalo Bills and the Jags on a Thursday night football game. I consider that. Like you gotta play 4D chess at all times.
4D chess. Are you good at chess?
And I don't know how to play chess. And you gotta play dirty. I'm the dirtiest player in the game. As long as it's not in the rules and it's not cheating, it's allowed. So if you can't beat to be the best, you gotta beat the rest.
El que no tranza.
No avanza, papi. But I'm excited. With that, we're gonna go ahead and go into our top 5 for today. For today, we're gonna have we're gonna go over our top 5 in different positions. And just gauge to see how in sync we are.
We're going top 5 in the most basic positions in the NFL.
Super basic, and this is how
QBs,
we're starting.
wide receivers, running backs, tight ends, and then 2 sleepers.
All right, so let's start with. Do you want to go 5 all across, or do you want to go one position?
One position.
One position. All right. So where do you want to start?
We'll start in. Let's go tight ends, running backs, wide receivers, and then
Tight ends. All right. So number 5. Who do you have? Number 5.
I have Darren Waller from the Las Vegas Raiders.
Darren Waller. Great. I have Andrews from Baltimore.
Wow.
He's number 5. Who do you have number 4?
Andrews.
Look at that. Again, I think obviously some of these are going to be
Waller.
almost the same. Waller's going to be 4 for me.
So these guys are honestly they surprised last season.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really knew about these players.
You're Mr. Popular, boy.
Yeah, I know. Again, Waller, key player for the Raiders this season.
Yeah.
So is Andrews. Apparently, his connection with Lamar Jackson was great. The only reason I put Waller in number 5 is because of Derek Carr. I think Lamar Jackson's a better quarterback, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think Andrews is going to provide more points fantasy wise than Darren Waller.
I could definitely see that.
This is all fantasy football wise.
Yeah,
fantasy football points.
I could definitely see Andrews getting more fantasy value from Lamar Jackson because he is that. Tight ends are the safety blanket of the quarterback, and if you're a mobile quarterback, sometimes you just need a check down. That's why Dak Prescott and Jason Witten had a great relationship in the beginning of his careers because that was his safety blanket. Great numbers for Jason Witten. Waller again does have Derek Carr, but I think Derek Carr is going to have a good season this season. Derek Carr is a former MVP contender that only had his season shortened by injury. Ankle injury. Same ankle injury on the same week that it happened to Marcus Mariota, who are now teammates on the same team. Same ankle, same everything.
Very true.
Crazy.
Ankle buddies.
Number 3, I think we have with number 3. I think tight ends were going to be across the board the same.
Zach Ertz?
Ertz is the guy. He's very underrated. People don't talk about him because they forget. They just forget how good Ertz is.
He's literally another wide receiver.
Yeah.
For the Eagles. He's the go-to guy for Wentz.
Yeah, he's a go-to guy. He's also in an offense that doesn't have that many weapons that are healthy, even though we just drafted one and we already had Jalen Reagor come out. Not Reagor. No, it is Reagor because I'm thinking about Ruggs. Jalen Reagor, our rookie wide receiver, is injured, but then we have second year just Arcega-Whiteside. Sean Jackson's coming back. Alshon Jeffrey's there, so Ertz is the go-to guy. Number 3, solid, and husband to Julie Ertz, World Cup champion.
Yep. Who do you have number 2?
Kittle.
Kelsey.
You have Kelsey number 2. Why number 2?
Okay, can I say why Kittle? I have him number 1 instead.
Sure. So I have Kelsey number 1, and you have Kelsey number 2.
Yeah.
I have Kittle number 2. You have Kittle number 1.
Kittle. Okay. So for this season, at least, what's his name?
Garoppolo.
Jimmy G doesn't really have weapons for receivers as much as I think yesterday because Sanders left.
Yeah.
Kittle's not only just a receiver, catch the ball, but he blocks on the run really well.
Yeah.
Something I don't see Kelsey doing as much.
Okay.
Again,
you don't get points for blocking.
I know, but still, Kittle racks up a lot of points. Kelsey again, Mahomes has a lot of weapons.
Yeah.
He can throw to Hill. He can throw to Watkins. He can throw to his running back.
But he likes throwing to Kelsey.
He does like throwing to Kelsey. And if it's a PPR league, I would say Kelsey could be number 1 because he's going to rack you up at least 12 points just on catches alone.
Yeah, and in the top 5 for all these positions, PPR sometimes doesn't really matter because they're just elite. PPR matters when you have slot receivers, a Cooks, a Diggs, a this, who is going to get targeted multiple times. But again, this is the top 5. That's tight ends. Let's move over to wide receivers. Number 5, I have Julio Jones.
Wow, me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think he's getting old, but he's still up there.
He's still up there. Matty Ice is Matty melting, man. I don't think it's gonna be an MVP season for him anywhere near his.
Oh no.
He's nowhere near his prime. He's nowhere near the player that he once
has
was.
The throwing arm that he had before.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they're going to turn more into ground and pound first. They do have Todd Gurley. They have a good serviceable back in Ito Smith. But in that team, if I was to say somebody, I think you go for Calvin Ridley. Somebody took Calvin Ridley in that draft, and I was very upset. Calvin Ridley, if you guys have a chance to draft him, I say go for him.
Threat.
Yeah, that's the deep threat. He's going to get you some yards. He's going to get you some touchdowns when Julio Jones has done double coverage, and Matty Ice has been doing that all last year.
Yep.
Number 4.
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams. Oh, wow. Why so low?
There's better wide receivers.
There's better in fuck. Okay, how? God damn it, how?
Okay, there's better wide receivers as in route runners. Just fantasy
Fantasy
point. I'm thinking
sense.
fantasy points wise.
Okay.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is gonna have that good of a year. He's still an elite quarterback, but again, Adams is gonna start getting double teamed a lot.
Yeah.
Which I think is gonna limit his receptions. Is gonna limit his yardage. I think it may be another big year for Aaron Jones.
Okay.
Probably bigger than Adams.
Okay.
And again, he did have that injury last year.
He did have an injury, and it was a lingering injury for sure. But when it came back, and I could tell you this from a championship winning side, Devontae Adams was absolutely key in that.
Yeah.
And with that said, the other person in that team that would, hey, stop spoiling it for yourself. The other person that was very key in that championship team for me last year was the newest Arizona Cardinal, Mr. D-Hop. Nuke. Number 4.
Pissed me off because we had
Number
an argument
4.
about who's the best receiver in the league, and you're over here saying, "Oh, Hopkins is
We're
the
talking
best
about
receiver in the
in a
league."
fantasy sense. Hopkins is coming into a brand new offense. Every single player in this other list has been there and knows what they're talking about. We'll get to Devontae Adams in a bit, obviously, because he's in the top 5. But Hopkins is coming in. Kyler Murray, he's going to have a good season. He's a mobile quarterback. He's going to be looking off for those dump passes. Is he going to be able to look over those linemen? Was a big question last year. Yes. Is he going to get it downfield? Yes. There's a couple of weapons on that team. DeAndre Hopkins being one of the top ones.
Wow.
In a fantasy sense, and I love me some DeAndre Hopkins.
I know you do. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised.
I love me some DeAndre Hopkins. But there's still a question mark there. Where in these other examples, there's no question mark.
Okay, I can see that. I'll argue why Hopkins is my second.
So who's your? Oh,
my third is Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill, same. Hey,
Yeah,
stop.
I mean, dude, he's gonna get thrown out a lot. He's a deep
Yeah.
threat. He's probably the fastest receiver in the league.
Yeah.
There's no question that he is top 5 worthy, especially with Patrick Mahomes, who just signed a $500 million contract.
Yeah. That's it. So Tyreek Hill, number 3 for both of us.
Hopkins,
so
number 2.
you have Hopkins number 2. I have Devontae Adams number
figured.
2.
So here's Hopkins. Here's my thinking for Hopkins number 2.
Okay.
He is the second best receiver in the league, obviously.
Okay.
Not even fantasy wise. He's a player that has the Mamba mentality, if I say so.
Okay.
Okay. He's hungry to score touchdowns. He's hungry to catch the ball. Again, Kyler Murray is a second-year quarterback. He is gonna rely a lot on Hopkins. He's gonna throw the ball a lot to Hopkins.
Okay.
Hopkins is gonna get a bunch of catches, and he's gonna get touchdowns.
Okay, he's gonna get a bunch of catches.
Again, talking PPR. Which PPR, for those of you who don't know, it's points per reception. I mean, every catch they either get a point or half a point, depending on your league. Hopkins is gonna get you at least more than 10 receptions a game.
Is he?
I think so. I think he's gonna be targeted so much by Kyler Murray, even if it's literally just a 3-yard slant. He's gonna catch the ball. He never drops the ball, and he's gonna get a few touchdowns in too. So that's why I have him at number 2.
So Devontae Adams, here's the difference between your thinking and my thinking. You think Aaron Rodgers is not going to have such a great year. Aaron Rodgers is going to come out guns blazing. He's mad. He's discount double checking. He's cross chopping. He's telling everybody suck it. He's mad. That's how you get to Aaron Rodgers.
No,
Aaron Rodgers
he's
upset.
crying
Will
on Danica Patrick's shoulder.
they broke up.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he's even more upset. He's sexually frustrated.
Oh,
not. I
no,
mean,
he's depressed.
he
He's not gonna have a great
can get
season.
some.
He's depressed.
No, he's not depressed, man. Depressed would be when people actually think he cares for his family. That's when Aaron Rodgers gets depressed. When when people think he has feelings. No, this fool's a machine. Cali boy, he's gonna come back, discount double check, throw to Devontae Adams the entire season because he doesn't have anybody else, and he's gonna show everybody you drafted this little piece of shit in Jordan Love. This is what I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna go ahead and take this team over to the playoffs, over the Minnesota Vikings who have a great team, over the Detroit Lions who are gonna have a decent season.
Who have the
and
mathematician.
fuck off, all right? Devontae Adams is going to have a... I know you did. And I picked up Josh Allen. Devontae Adams is going to have a great season. He's the only target where Hopkins has to not necessarily compete, but he does have another good wide receiver on that team with Christian Kirk. So Devontae Adams is going to have more targets in the air. Again, if he stays healthy. And let's finish up wide receivers because I think we both agree.
Michael Thomas. Thank you. Proved my argument before. Michael Thomas is the best receiver in the NFL.
In a fantasy sense, yes. Even
in regular.
Do beautiful catches get me points? No.
That's why we don't have OBJ here.
Exactly. Exactly. All right.
Michael Thomas.
So in a
Michael
fantasy
Thomas gets
production
at least
setting,
12 to 15 receptions a game, and he scores at
I'm not
least 2
arguing.
touchdowns, at least a touchdown every game. Mm-hmm. So that's why he's number one.
yeah, definitely. I'm not arguing.
Drew
Number one,
Brees,
definitely.
Drew
in a
Brees is still going to
fantasy
be
sense.
solid this year, and
Hopefully his arm doesn't fall off, but yeah, 'cause
hopefully
it's
but
looking bad.
even if you don't, you still got James Winston.
You do have Jameis Winston back there. I completely forgot about that.
So I mean, James Winston is known to throw a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns.
Throw that second in there.
And I mean, if he can make Chris Godwin a top 10 receiver in the league, Michael Thomas is gonna be like
Well, that's
over number one.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but that's the thing with Jameis Winston. You get 30 touchdowns, you get 30 interceptions.
Yeah,
So
I know. That's why you don't.
wow, it has a magnet. Wow, look at that.
Yeah. All right, running backs.
Running backs. You started off number 5. Who's your number 5?
Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara is number 5. Wow, was he higher up before today, or was he always number 5
I probably did have him higher up before today.
before his contract?
Yeah, I mean, who knows if he's gonna opt out? Or he can't opt out, but who knows if he's gonna sit out?
Yeah.
Question still there, but again, his talent is still there. If he plays, he's gonna do damage. Last year, he disappointed a little bit because I did have him all season.
Yeah. He was injured.
He got injured a couple games,
Yeah,
but I feel like this is his redemption year.
definitely.
So that's why I have him in top 5.
So yeah, he's definitely top 5. I have him coming up next at number 4, but my number 5 is actually Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook really impressed me. He came back from an injury where people were saying, is he going to be a bust? Is he going to be this? He came out lights out in an offense with Mike Zimmer that loves to run the ball, in an offense that they paid for Kirk Cousins to come over and just throw and lose games for them. It was fantastic.
You like that?
You like that? You like that? Kirk Cousins is not the best of quarterbacks. He's serviceable. There's no more Diggs there. So it's only Thielen, so they can rely a little bit even more on that running game. Justin Jefferson is there. But I think Dalvin Cook has a good chance to have another breakout season and solidify himself in a top 10 setting. So look out. I mean, if he's there and you know you're considering at that point, you know, because look, at that point he should be
what?
Oh, give me a
Should
second.
be what?
Give me a second.
Should be what, man?
Give
Can't
me
be
a
quiet.
second.
I
mean, I know. I just did my phone.
A lot of you listen on Spotify.
Actually, a lot of you. Hey guys,
guys,
thank you guys. We're actually getting to almost 400 for August, double the amount from last year. Holy shit, it's crazy. But honestly, if you have Dalvin Cook falling anywhere near in a 10-person league, 12-person league, anywhere near pick number 8, 7, pick him up. Pick him up. Like that's something that you're gonna want.
Yeah.
Because there's people making wild ass decisions right now. They look at $500 million and Patrick Mahomes decide he's gonna be my number fucking 1 pick, number 2 pick. Sure, guys.
Probably get Mahomes in a.
Because what did you get?
Round.
Because what did you get? You got something in that draft that you were not supposed to get. I got the first round pick, and of course I took Christian McCaffrey. You got Ezekiel Elliott because your brother.
There's no way Ezekiel should have fallen to 4th.
What did they get number 4?
They got Patrick Mahomes. No, they got Mahomes at number 3.
Yeah,
no, number 2.
Yeah.
Mahomes got picked number 2.
Yeah, it was.
Because you picked McCaffrey number 1.
Yeah, I picked McCaffrey number 1. But yeah, so number 4, like I said, Alvin Kamara. He's gonna have a decent year. Pretty much everything you said.
Okay, at number 4, I have Derrick Henry.
Look, man. Before you start, look, man. This hurt me. Like Derrick Henry put my teams last year on his broad shoulders and bulldozed the league and won me a championship. That last week, he had no business getting another touchdown, and he got me that touchdown to win me the league. He proved me wrong the entire season. Listen to this trade that I got that I offered when the moment Derrick Henry hit my team. I tried to get rid of him for AJ Green and other people. Like it was, but yeah, that would have been bad. Yeah. That would have been very bad. I didn't put him on my top 5 because here I am yet again doubting Derrick Henry.
Wow.
He's not in my top 5.
I'm not a doubter. this guy puts his team on his back, he is bound at least once a game to break out of the big huddle in the middle, break out pile, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
He's gonna break out and he's gonna run for 80 yards and score a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, he does play the Jaguars twice a year.
And yeah, so Henry, he's my fourth. He proved it last year. I think he's gonna have another great season.
You know what? Like I said, I feel bad. I'm looking forward to Dalvin Cook, and hopefully he breaks out. If not Dalvin Cook, obviously I would have put Derrick Henry. But even then, Derrick Henry's performances, man, like last year, is still having him undervalued. He should be, like, if Zeke had the season that Derrick Henry had last season, he'd be number one pick.
Yeah, by far.
If Saquon had, he'd be number one pick. If even Kamara, he'd be number one pick.
Agreed.
But it's that Tennessee Titans bias. AJ Brown on that team is somebody you might want to look for on the Titans. Number 3, I think 3-2-1 might be the same for us. 3.
Saquon Barkley.
You have Saquon at 3. It's not the same. All right, why Saquon at 3? Why?
I don't think the Giants are gonna do as good. I think they're gonna have a pretty poor season.
Okay.
Again, Saquon Barkley himself, he's a machine. He's a monster, dude. He's one of the best running backs in the league. I still don't think the team has enough to let him produce as he could if he was in a better team with a better O-line.
My thing is, look at those fucking thighs, bro.
Dude, he's a monster.
Like,
he's a monster.
That
O-line doesn't convince me, which, I mean, at the end of the day, a good O-line helps a running back a lot. So that's why I have Barkley on 3.
I mean, you can have Barkley at 3, but again, those thighs are definitely undeniable. You cannot say that it's not going to be just... Because this is the thing. Before I start, let me go fix this. Because the camera's off.
Okay.
I'm going to go fix it. But let me tell you, and I'm going to scream it because I'm actually not. Can you still hear somewhat?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because the camera died. Anyway, Saquon Barkley's thighs have been powering the Giants through and through already. The only conduit that the Giants have offensively is Saquon Barkley. Whereas Zeke, my number 2, has a team that's surrounded with talent and wide receiver talent. Zeke is going to be used very much in the same way that he has been used because he has so many weapons around him. The Giants, who do they have? Darius Slayton. All right. Who do they have? Golden Tate. They also have, I'm missing the number 1 receiver. Sterling Shepard. Again, not a real threat. Evan Engram, not a real threat. Saquon has been being productive this whole time since his rookie season without an O-line, without being on a good team, with Eli there. He's done it. He's gotten it done. And he doesn't have to share the ball so much. I put Zeke at number 3. That's why. Because he has to share the ball a lot.
The reason I have Zeke at number 2 is because I think, it's just a prediction or an opinion I'm having. I think he's going to have his best season yet. And I think after this season, he might be the next number 1 pick in next year's draft.
Damn, that's a bold statement.
Season.
That's a bold statement.
And I'm not just saying that because I have him in my fantasy.
Yeah, and I mean, look, Chris McCaffrey, and in any sense, you never thought this kid was going to be the number 1 pick in ever.
But he is. But he's the number 1 running back.
Right? Oh no, he is 100%, and he's our number 1. Yeah. But Zeke is what Christian McCaffrey should have been, kind of.
Yeah.
Like this is the caliber of player and play that he should be doing. Just generational talent. Christian McCaffrey, honestly, almost came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like he.
Let's be real. They said, "Who's this white kid?" Straight up, they said that.
Yeah.
Is he short? But his athletic ability is insane, athlete, dude. Bro. And they've done his family's full of athletes.
Yeah, a bunch of soccer players too.
Yeah, so I mean, he's a freak of nature.
Yeah, no, he's
so talented, dude. He's such a great running back.
He's so talented, and obviously he's the number 1 choice in the running back section. But the thing that even last year kind of worried me, and he got towards the end of the season, is his durability, man.
Yeah, he gets hit a lot.
He gets hit a lot. How long is it going to last? I don't know.
He lasts longer than James Conner, but they're kind of the same style, but James Conner is just so fragile.
It's a cancer.
Ah, dude, come on. I guess, maybe, but...
But he beat it. Anyway,
yeah.
CMC, number 1 pick. I had to. Like, I was chosen for a number 1 pick, and you can't go Saquon. You can't go Z. You just, based on the book, it has to go CMC.
Yeah.
All right, moving into quarterbacks. QBs, your number 5. Who is your number 5?
You know my number 5.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Boo.
Fantasy-wise,
Boo.
this guy is a monster. He is a running quarterback. He has such a strong throwing arm.
Okay.
He has more weapons now with Stephon Diggs. This guy, if he's in the 5-yard line, he's going to run the ball in. And he's going to get you points fantasy-wise.
Okay.
He's gotten hit. He's proven to just get up. He can't shake anything off. He's a big guy. He's a monster, man. That's why he's number 5.
And again, this is in that fantasy sense, because if you want to win a real game, you don't trust Josh Allen. If you think he's going to be the future of quarterbacking, you are sorely mistaken. If you think that he's going to be a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson down the line, you're
I think he's going to last longer in the league than Lamar
Will he
Jackson.
last longer? He's bigger, so you never know. Cam Newton's also big, and look at where he's at and what he went through. But I don't think he's in the top 5, even though I did draft him in our league just to spite you.
Yeah.
The only reason I drafted Josh Allen is to make you upset.
I know.
And I'm going to go ahead and bench him for Baker Mayfield, and I'm going to go ahead and win that league, which I'm projected now to be for first place at the end of the season based on the draft. Data and numbers don't lie. I actually know, and you told me what the rules of this league are, so I'm actually going to win it. Unlike last year, where I found out what the rules were on the last day of the regular season.
All I'm hearing is excuses for last year.
Oh, okay.
Who's your number 5?
My number 5 is Kyler Murray. Because of his mobility. Kyler Murray is going to go ahead and have... Kyler Murray plays the Rams twice. All right? Kyler Murray...
Do you think he's Lamar Jackson or Mahomes?
Lamar Jackson and Mahomes are two other individuals. I think he's closer to Russell Wilson.
You have him over Josh Allen.
I have him over Josh Allen, and I have him projected better than Josh Allen this year. He has that quickness. He has that mobility. Like I said, he did prove that he can see over his O-line and throw a deep ball.
Wow.
Have you seen that arm? Have you seen that accuracy? Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals are going to have a better season that they had last year. Fantasy-wise, that's what they said last year, and he's still there. That's what they said last year. And then the fucking Cardinals were molly-whopping all over the Rams, and they were a terrible team. And this year, with DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, these weapons that he has, along with himself, are going to land Kyler Murray in the number 5 spot, and I think you should take him over Josh Allen. The only reason I took Josh Allen is to spite you. I was really going to take Kyler Murray, and I wasn't going to take him until you said, I know who you're going to get. And I was like, you know what? Fuck off. I am going to get him just because of that. Number 4.
You go.
Deshaun Watson.
Wow.
Deshaun Watson is going to get it done. These are bold predictions. These are two quarterbacks.
With what weapons?
With what weapon? He's going to make it happen. Will Fuller is going to go ahead and be that.
Will Fuller's going to get injured.
He's going to get injured, but then he's going to go ahead and find a way.
Who's he going to throw to? Brandon Cooks?
Deshaun Watson's going to find a way. We saw what he is capable of. Granted, he did have DeAndre Hopkins. Okay, again, choking. You're talking about real football. Same thing I could say about Josh Allen about choking. In a fantasy sense, Deshaun Watson's going to go ahead and get it done yet again. He has an O-line that's going to keep him upright. Look at his numbers when he didn't have an O-line. When Deshaun Watson was healthy, when Deshaun Watson was healthy, when DeAndre Hopkins was not healthy and not on the field, he still had production on the field. He has the legs. He has the talent. Deshaun Watson is going to go ahead and have a career season in Texas and then try to get out of there because of his play this year.
You're going to hate my number 4.
Number 4 for you is?
Dak Prescott.
He's not even in here.
Dak Prescott has so many weapons this year. He has Amari Cooper.
So he did last year.
He has Gallup. They added CeeDee Lamb, who's probably the best receiver coming out of the draft.
I'll give you that.
He didn't get the contract he wanted, which in my eyes, he's going to see it as motivation to prove that organization wrong and everyone else that doubted him. He's a talented quarterback that just tends to make the wrong decisions.
Yeah.
I think with Andy Dalton as a backup, he's gonna get the sense like, okay, if I fuck up, they're really gonna start Andy Dalton over me.
Yeah.
And Andy Dalton, I hope he takes that role kind of as a mentor, because he has the experience to mentor Prescott by far. Okay. And so I think Dak Prescott is honestly gonna have probably, again, along with Zeke, one of his best seasons yet. I think the Cowboys are gonna dominate that division.
Yeah. Dominate is a strong word because look at what they said last year. They said the same thing. They're gonna dominate.
I know.
What
but
did they?
I think
What
this
did they
year's
add?
different.
They just added CD Lamb. Okay, another weapon that Dak doesn't have time to throw to. All right, that's fine. Dak had a really good year last year, and that's numbers wise, he had a really good year. Fantasy wise, he did all right. He kind of tapered off towards the end. He does have potential to have a better season. It's not bad, but at 4 over your boy, damn, over the boy, damn.
And so I think our top 3 are probably the same. I think, not that I looked, but I looked.
Russell, number 3.
Yes.
Russell Wilson, he's just a solid,
Yes.
best football
If
player.
it wasn't for
other than
these
Aaron
two
Donald.
youngsters that we have 1 and 2,
Yeah.
Russell Wilson would be the best quarterback in the league.
Oh yeah, 100%. And obviously number
So,
2
yeah.
being
Lamar Jackson,
Lamar Jackson, reigning MVP.
cover boy for Madden 21, reigning MVP.
The boy,
Like really solid arm,
mm-hmm.
great skill, great speed.
Yeah.
Nobody thought he'd cut it out as a quarterback in the NFL, and he's proved everyone wrong.
Yeah, everybody thought he was going to be a wide receiver. You know what?
He's a crack.
I wanted to run the Wildcat just to shut everybody up and like, oh yeah, here we go. I really would have been a good receiver.
He's changing the face of football and what a quarterback should be.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, oh, he's going to get injured midway through the season. And
Didn't. Again, proving
got to
people
playoffs
wrong.
twice in a row. Rookie year got to playoffs. Second year got to playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
He'll probably get to playoffs again. Hopefully getting farther in.
And then when it comes to number 1, obviously $500 million.
$500 million. Do you think he's worth $500 million?
That's a lot of ketchup.
I think he's worth it. Patrick Mahomes,
Oh, it's smooth.
best quarterback in the league.
You sound like Kermit the Frog.
I mean, shoot, do we even have to say anything about Mahomes? Like,
I don't think
I
so.
think that
Okay,
contract
let's
speaks
say
for
this.
itself.
When do you draft Mahomes? By the book. Do you go balls out? Is that a good strategy in the first round if you fucking pick number 1, 2, 3,
The thing
4,
with
5?
Mahomes,
Like
he's guaranteeing you at least 20 points every game.
Mahomes fucking had his kneecap facing opposite of him, was pushed back in mid-game, season ending. I was sure I was this close to dropping him,
Yeah.
and he came back. Like he just happened to be double jointed in the most miraculous and perfect way to come back and be Super Bowl MVP. That's
Straight
all
up.
you need to know about.
Straight up.
Patrick
I think you
Mahomes.
draft them. I think 3rd round.
3rd round.
If you're able, if you're in a position where you're able to get a solid running back, solid wide receiver, or 2 solid running backs, whatever you pick in the 1st and 2nd round, and Mahomes is still available on your 3rd pick, I think that's where you pick him up.
Yeah.
Normally, you don't pick up a quarterback until your 6th round, maybe
Yeah.
5th.
Or
It
unless you're
depends
in
if
this
it's a 2 QB
goddamn
league.
you pick up Tom Brady in the 3rd.
I didn't get it. I don't honestly.
Don't do that, please. Don't be that person. Don't be the person that goes into a blackjack table, sits
'Cause
down.
when that happens, it forces everyone to have to pick a quarterback.
Yeah, the
or
dealers.
or else you're stuck with someone like
Yeah, the dealer's
Drew Brees,
showing
like me.
the dealer's showing a 3. Everybody's fine. They come to you. You're supposed to just say, stay, hit, flip, 22. Oh no! What do you get? Flip,
21.
black 21. Everybody
Yep.
loses.
Yep.
Don't be that
That's
guy.
honestly the perfect analogy because I'm a gambling addict,
Oh no,
and
there's
you're right about that. You're drafting a quarterback so early, fucks the whole draft up. Don't be that guy, honestly.
So 1-800.
Chances are the guy with Mahomes early, like picks him 1st round, is not gonna win.
4700 National Council to help.
Do you know what the
Gambling.
name of that league is? Right, the one we're in,
The DFFFFLG.
Degenerate Gamblers Fantasy Football League or something. Like
Oh wow!
That's the main guy. We're
I'm not a degenerate gambler. I'm a degenerate fantasy football player.
There you go. You belong.
I belong.
So we added 2 sleepers, 2 players that we think you should draft if it's late and they're still there,
Not necessarily late. So
or 2 players that we think it's a risk but it could pay out. Who's your first?
well, I think your sleepers might be a little more sleepy than mine are. I kind of went with like must-haves.
Oh, okay.
Must have mid 6th round if
Oh,
they're there,
okay.
7th round,
I see.
5th round maybe.
Who'd
You
get?
get a little
Who'd you
risky.
put?
The boy you got for me, Devin Singletary.
Oh,
Like
solid RB1.
Mhm.
He could pay
called
out
it.
again. I'm hoping he pays out because I have him.
yeah, no, and he's in a really potent offense. Last year, and you were a victim of this.
Yeah.
I-
Everyone's
I
telling me,
had-
"Oh, you fucked up with Singletary." I'm
Nope.
like, "Oh,
Nope.
I don't know. I kind of like him."
He was my baby.
I trust
stashed
Tony.
him. I had stashed him, and then I released him, and then he gave me everything I needed, and it was like 10, 11 points. And that's all
Yeah.
you need in,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
those crucial games. 10, 11
Yeah.
points are serviceable. They're perfect. Devin Singletary will get you those yards and points.
I have AJ Green as one of my sleepers. The only reason is he really hasn't played since the 2018 season.
Mm-hmm.
All last season he was hurt. He's coming back with Joe Burrow, who's gonna be throwing the ball so much. I mean, AJ Green at his time was maybe a top 5 receiver.
Yeah,
He's only 31.
yeah,
It's not that old.
yeah. No, he's not that
If
old.
he manages to stay healthy,
I know.
he's gonna be a solid receiver.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, and so that's actually why, and people were in a couple of drafts and mock drafts that I've seen is like people don't know between Tyler Boyd and AJ Green who to
yeah.
get first. I personally thought Tyler Boyd stepped up last year and it showed
Yeah.
exactly what he's capable of with Danny Dalton. Joe Burrow's going to come in and just start slinging that
But
ball
you're
everywhere.
a rookie quarterback and you have AJ Green that you know could be trustworthy if he's healthy. You're Joe Burrow. Who are you gonna throw the ball to more? The experienced player or the guy that had a good season last year but it's still I don't know about this guy.
I'm gonna throw the ball to whoever's open, and right now you don't know exactly how AJ Green
True.
100% is, and so if he's not open, and I see, Tyler Boyd just running down the flank, I'm gonna go ahead and just throw it to him and trust him a little more,
That's fair.
get that relationship going.
Who's your other?
And then Sutton, wide receiver
Oh,
from the Denver Broncos.
that's a good one. But the Broncos did add 2 rookie receivers
Yes,
who
they-
are solid.
Jared Judy, and then
I
El
forgot
Otro Vato.
I forgot
Yeah.
his name, but Judy's pretty good.
Yeah, Judy's pretty good, but Sutton is such a nice target man.
Yeah, he
Drew
is.
Lock, the chemistry between Drew Lock and him.
I like Drew
which
Lock.
I will say, Drew Lock, if you're in a 2-quarterback league, pay attention to him. He's gonna be
He
good.
could be a sleeper too.
They haven't really practiced together. There hasn't been that much chemistry
Yeah.
built here in the preseason between the rookies, so it's difficult. Maybe not with AJ Green. Well, even then, because Burrow's a rookie, he's the one throwing it. But you have Sutton, who's a big target man. Joe Flacco loved him. Drew Lock loved him. He was playing lights out last season, getting you those points, getting those catches. PPR, really important. He gets a lot of targets, so he's a good guy to look out for.
My second one is RB2, Kareem Hunt.
Interesting.
So last year, Nick Chubb didn't deliver as much. He couldn't score, man. He was first and goal, second and goal.
He was
third and
getting
goal.
yardage.
He was getting
but he
yardage,
could have gotten
couldn't
more.
score. I think Kareem Hunt is a player that can manage his way into the goal line when they're inside the 10 yard line,
The red zone, yeah, 10-yard line. Yep.
or red zone 20, but inside the 10 yard line pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Kareem Hunt was a star at Kansas City. Sadly, what happened, and he went to the Browns. But he's such a talented running back. I think he has potential to take over Nick Chubb's position as well.
Well, I mean, not even take over. If they can somehow figure out how to get so much talent, the one ball on that team, the Browns would be Super Bowl contenders. Baker Mayfield is said
Yeah.
to be laser focused this year, and so he was said to be that last year. Another new coach coming in, another set of changes. You have Jarvis Landry, who's not the same as he was. OBJ still not the same that he was. They have that potential to come out you add Austin Hooper to that. You get like I
Lots
said,
of weapons.
You,
Lots of
you bring in
weapons.
Kareem Hunt, and then you get rid of Duke Johnson, who's your pass catching running back. Kareem Hunt, known for good hands and coming in good speed. That's something that you also look for in that in those PPR leagues. But I think that's a good point. Kareem Hunt is somebody to look after. And yeah, I mean
it's a similar situation as Denver with Melvin Gordon and Philip Lindsay.
Definitely, but I think
Similar situation.
But I think in that like man, like those, I think Melvin Gordon and Lindsay can be very dangerous.
Yeah.
And, you got to watch out for that. Speaking of Nick Chubb, we'll round out these NFL talk, and again, got to pay attention to what's going on with these injuries. So Derwin James, defensive safety for the Chargers, is out for 4 weeks. Also, the rookie wide receiver Rager for Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles, out for a couple weeks. And Nick Chubb, again, these are things that you kind of want to look after. I just put it there. He did get a concussion, but you didn't hear about it. But these are things that going into the draft, you gotta start paying attention to. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have anything, DM us, hit us up. We might throw it up and on here on the episode, discuss why you should take one person or another. If you guys want anything else as far as fantasy wise, any type of advice, any charts, let me know.
He's your man, guy, honestly.
But yeah,
you can ask me too, though.
You could. No, I mean, granted, I finessed you a couple times last year in trades. I don't think it's going to happen because you learned your lesson this year. But I think it's going to be a great season, and I'm really excited for this. And yeah, I mean, we're going to keep talking fantasy from here on out. From here on out, fantasy talk.
Yes.
Every episode.
It's finally here, guys.
Playoffs moving into the second round for the NBA.
Oh, man.
And yeah, I mean, Luka Doncic.
Wow. Morris is dirty, man.
Me tocaron.
Come
Marcus
on,
Morris.
man.
Marcus Morris with the cleanest of blocks on Luka
I don't know about all
Doncic.
that. No.
Luka
No.
Doncic ragdolls himself onto the floor, making a mockery of himself as the Clippers predictively eliminate the Dallas Mavericks. Out of the bubble they go.
It's bound to be Lakers Clippers.
It's bound to be Lakers Clippers, but look, you guys had a walk in the park when you guys played against Dameless Portland. Anthony just could not, couldn't. It's not the same. You guys had it easier. The Mavs, how I wish you guys would have played against greatness with Luka going off the way he was. I would have loved to have seen that. You guys would have struggled so much.
Lakers are gonna beat the Clippers, though.
What?
Lakers are gonna beat the Clippers.
No, they're not. So, I mean, the Lakers now have to wait for the winner between the Thunder and the Rockets. Most likely going to be the Rocket. That's going to be a good matchup. The Rockets,
Doesn't matter who it is.
Westbrook and Harden
matter who it
versus AD and LeBron's going to be a great matchup.
It is.
The Clippers move forward, and they're going to go ahead and face Denver.
Denver or Utah.
Denver or Utah. I don't know.
This was a pretty close matchup as well. A wave?
No, this was the Rocky Mountains from Denver.
Oh, wow.
But the
and then you got the East. You got the Celtics beating the Raptors.
Before all of this, by the way, let's acknowledge what did happen last week after our episode, which was the boycotts that did happen in the NBA and across all sports. It's been time to let it breathe. Obviously, another set of protests, but because of what happened in Wisconsin. The Bucks did boycott. They protested. I don't know how to say the Orlando Magic in that game. We're told super last minute. Everybody was upset. It was the craziest couple of hours.
What I liked is the teams have each other's back. The players have each other's back.
Yeah.
No matter what team you play for, they're all united, which is what's important. Mm-hmm. And they're sending a strong message to people. Which is, you know what? If you're not going to treat us fairly, you're not going to get to watch us play basketball.
I know what the answer to this is, obviously, because we are selfish and we do have this space to talk about sports. But the Lakers and the Clippers were the only two teams that were willing to leave the bubble and just say, fuck it. It's not worth it. It's going to make
it's stuff like that makes me proud, being a fan of the Lakers, or even, I bet as a Clippers fan, you're probably proud too.
Yeah, definitely.
they're contenders to win the title, and they're willing to say, "Fuck this."
Yeah.
LeBron is. Let's not sugarcoat. LeBron's getting old.
Yeah, he's getting old, but he's
And this is probably one of his few last chances to win a championship. And for him to say, you know what, there's bigger things, there's more important things than winning a championship.
and there was a real danger.
That's pretty crazy.
There was a real danger of the season just ending. No more postseason.
Yeah.
And LeBron was like, "Let me sleep on it." Like, this is how powerful LeBron James is, and this is his league. Like it was really up to him. Had LeBron James come back and said, "You know what, guys, we're just not gonna do it. It's not worth it. It's gonna send a message. It's gonna be this." There would be no playoffs, and I would be okay with that sound. But definitely, it's. I'm happy that we do have. Shout out to Fierce Beats, who just DM'd us some interesting.
Yup.
All right. Shout out Fierce Beats. Definitely NBA right now. The Bucks were playing their first match of the second round.
They were losing in the third quarter.
They were losing in the third quarter, in the fourth quarter actually, just by 3. I've been watching a lot more basketball than I ever have, really, like full games, and it's really fun. So far, I think the only game to end right now. We'll check that out in a bit. But yeah, I mean, it's going to end up being the Lakers and the Clippers, most likely in the Western Conference Finals. In the East, look, the Bucks were in trouble for a little bit. The Bucks were struggling, but I think they got it together. I don't mean to sound callous or anything, but this tends to happen if there's an emotional event from a city where people are from, or some sort of emotional tie down. It happened in the World Series between the Mets and the Royals. They panned to a pitcher in the Royals dugout, and they said condolences to the family because his father just died, this and that. At the moment that happened, I was like, yep, the Royals are winning the World Series. And it was like in game 3. Little things like that happen. Same thing with Kobe's passing. Like, that's something that I could have seen. The Lakers are just, they're gonna win it. Like, they're gonna play for Kobe.
So Miami won.
So Miami beat Milwaukee 115-104.
Jimmy Butler had a career high postseason.
Jimmy Butler is the man.
40 points.
That is crazy. I enjoy me some Jimmy Butler.
I love him because he's such a great shit talker.
He is, and he dishes it and he takes it, and he's a great competitor. Right now, you have in the second quarter 37-38. The Thunder is leading the Rockets. Houston leads the series 3-2. If the Rockets win this game, they move forward and face the Lakers. Very, very, very good games happening. I'm enjoying the playoffs in the NBA, honestly, but I will say that bubble MVP right now has to be Luka Doncic. No, yeah, it was dirty, bro. Not dirty, but you play hard. That's who he is. That's the type of player he is. That's why we got him from the Knicks, to do exactly that. And that's the type of mentality he's going to get. They got the Lakers over through Harden, Westbrook, and Durant back when they were in OKC, and then Meta World Peace elbowed the Beard. And so, those type of things get you championships and get you far in the postseason.
Toughen you up.
Exactly. They toughen you up.
So I know you want to talk Padres real quick, right? Can you believe the Padres, the deal they acquired Mike Clevinger. Can you guys believe that?
I need to set up the music.
Mega deal to acquire pitcher Mike Clevinger.
As weird as this fucking
since
is.
2017,
oh my God,
his numbers have been out of this world.
Okay.
Probably one of the best pitchers in the league.
Okay. And what league?
MLB.
American League or National League?
Dude, obviously he was in the American League. Gosh. It's not that. American League's not there. He's in the American League. Come on, dude. Really?
What team did he come from?
Oh, my God, dude. Are you kidding me right now, dude? The Indians. Gosh.
You got the madre, güey. You said
But this makes the Padres. He makes the Padres as, I was about to say, a Super Bowl contender team. They're a World Series contender now, bro. Man.
They do, bro. I mean, they are. Bro.
Hit it. worst Dodgers fan in the world.
So the Padres acquire half a team. They get rid of half a team. Important people that we'd let go. Taylor Trammell was a really good prospect that we had just acquired from Cleveland.
Yeah, but we got
Anyway,
Cliffinger.
well,
We got Cliffinger,
we did.
guys.
Well, yeah, we
guys
also
did.
let go of Austin Hedges. Austin
Yeah.
Hedges. Do you know who Austin Hedges was? He
Yeah,
had
man.
the greatest walk-up song of all time, like hands down.
Yeah, I mean,
The-
Careless Whisper, you know, I mean,
Wait,
it's like,
just imagine Friday night. Now batting for the San Diego Padres, Austin.
wow, I hope we don't get copyrighted for this.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Gosh, Tony. But yeah, I mean, MLB, you know,
It was 4 seconds. I looked it up. The maximum is 5 seconds. We're chill.
yeah. It's not like we're making money off of this yet.
Yeah, we're not yet. But yeah, we did get rid of Austin Hedges, who was not good at the baseball bat thing. He was good at the catcher thing, really good. Like the offensive, like 5-star, like 99 defense.
Agreed.
But everything else, he kind of sucked ass at. We'll miss him though.
He just
Mike
didn't fit
Clevenger.
with the Slam Diego Padres, if you know what I'm saying.
This is weirding me out, man. But definitely a contender for the World Series at this point is not even out of the question. Walker Buehler for the Dodgers has been injured a couple times. A side-by-side comparison between pitchers and pitchers between the Dodgers in a 5-game series is looking mighty, mighty tasty for the Padres to be able to take them and lead them into the World Series against. Pick a team.
Not the Astros.
The Astros,
And I said not the Astros.
who were swept by the Padres. And
Wouldn't it be crazy if Clevenger gets the pitch against the Indians in the World Series?
that would be crazy. Oh, look at you. I mean, it's not going to happen, but definitely a really good thing for here in San Diego. I'm really excited. It sucks that this is the season that's the shortest. Sucks that this season is the one with no fans, but I closed it already. Let's go, Padres.
But yeah, man.
But I definitely think we have a chance. We have a chance. I'm really excited for fantasy football. Like, I'm really excited for fantasy football. So excited. We didn't talk about San Diego Loyal
We did.
a little bit.
Yeah.
San Diego Loyal got a tie. Matthew Berry, Miguel Berry, USD, native. Not native, he's from Spain. Became the USD. Played first half, professional debut, number 7 MLS, 2020 Super Draft. Got a point. Want to thank our sponsors. We already shouted out for your speeds.
Tacos El Vaquero.
Tacos El Vaquero on 3rd
Sounds good
Avenue,
right now, actually.
137 Broadway. I figured it out. Soccer Shot. Check them out. Bought a bunch of scarves. Good guys. I bought a Premier League soccer ball. I actually gave it away to in a present for my girlfriend's nephew.
Aw, you're such a nice guy, Tony.
He liked it. He really
Yeah.
liked it. And I got him a banana from Fortnite. Anyway, shout out to everybody who's been supporting us throughout this. Like, share, subscribe. There's been a lot of content. Check out our interview with Santiago Anton in Spanglish. We also have a couple things coming up, videos. I hope you liked that little short clip. Meep, meep, meep.
Meep, meep.
Meep, meep.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.
Bye.